Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today I'm going to be guiding a very traditional Tibetan practice called Tonglen. Now, there are many, many different variations on this practice. Uh, One could do it to cultivate compassion for loved ones, for strangers, for enemies, for the entire world. And one can also use the practice of Tonglen to cultivate compassion for oneself. And that's how we're going to be exploring Tonglen today. So I'll just briefly outline how this practice goes, and then I will jump right into guiding. So today, I'll ring the sound of the bell. I'll start the practice. And then we'll come into the present moment experience. And I'll guide all of this. We'll use sensations of the breath, the body, and the sounds of the present moment as anchors into present moment awareness. If you've seen any of my other guided meditations, this will be quite a similar beginning to those as well. And then we visualize a vast open sky. Some of the people I work with like to visualize kind of a sunset sky over an ocean that gives kind of this open vastness. I've worked with other people who like to use a starlit sky. So, whatever type of sky that allows you to experience the most open, vast experience. And then we visualize the edges of our heart expanding to fill the sky. So, ideally, experiencing this very open, vast experience, vast enough to hold and contain anything, really. If you think about it, there's nothing that the sky can't hold, right? The sky holds the universe, holds the planets, the stars, the galaxies. So, there's nothing the sky can't hold. And in doing this, we're connecting our heart to that vast open sky. So there's nothing that our heart can't hold. So we spend not very long doing that, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then we visualize ourself seated in front of us or standing in front of us. This could be a present day self if we are currently experiencing some sort of discomfort or pain or struggle. You might want to use yourself now and work with that particular discomfort that you're experiencing currently. Also, you could use a previous you from a different era, a different age. If you know there's some healing in your past that you might like to work on, great, do that. Recently, I have an upcoming surgery scheduled. And so I've been using a future me to breathe in and work with that type of suffering. It could go that way as well, if you wish. So I kind of gave a little bit of a foreshadow there on the practice, but we visualize ourselves in front of us, past, present, or future. And then we actually breathe in our own suffering from that visualized figure in front of us into our actual body. And this is traditionally visualized as this heavy, black, dark smoke breathing in into the heart. And then we breathe out uh, all of our happiness, all of our comforts, all of our joy. And we're giving that back to the visualization of ourself. And so breathing in that dark suffering. And as we breathe in that, heavy, challenging content, we actually can say to that, it's Good that you're here. Thank you. Please let me relieve you of this suffering. Your anger is welcome. Your heartache is welcome, whatever it is. And then we breathe out, everything is good. And when we breathe out all of the good in our life, we can actually take the time to actually feel the goodness there. So it's this balancing effect, right? We're breathing in this dark pain, suffering, struggle. We're breathing out comfort, joy, laughter, light, like that, like that. And so if you feel both equally, it becomes a balance. That's quite important there. So offering and breathing out that light to our self, our past or present or future self. And we experience that being enjoying that, receiving benefit from that. We might do that for 4 or 5 minutes or so. And then we visualize all other beings that are struggling with that same type of struggle. So, for example, if you've recently lost a loved one, or if you're going through a hard breakup, or whatever your struggle is, visualize all of the other beings, past, present, and future, that have struggled with that exact same type of pain. And this can be really alleviating for us, because knowing that we're not alone in our struggle, knowing that we're not alone in our suffering, we breathe in the suffering of all other beings that are experiencing that similar pain. And again, I'll guide all of this. Now, towards the end of the practice, we let the visualizations go and we come back into the present moment, and then we rest in any experience of compassion that may have arisen, any kind of emotional content. You might even identify it as compassion, but any type of emotional shift or change that happened emotionally from the beginning of the practice to the end. Okay, I think that's all I need to say. Please enjoy this guided meditation into Tonglen. So allowing the body to rest, allowing the muscles to relax and grow soft, letting any tension or stress that's held in the body go. Allowing the mind to rest, letting any concerns or thoughts of the upcoming days go. Thoughts or concerns of the days past, you can let all of that go as well, and just rest. Right here and right now, with this present moment experience. And let your heart rest, vast and open like the blue sky. And breathing in and breathing out, bringing awareness and attention to the breath as it enters the nose and leaves the nose. There might be a dry or a cool sensation arising from the nose. And perhaps noticing the temperature slightly different in one nostril over the other, or you might be breathing in more air through one nostril over the other. And allowing awareness to expand to include the back of the throat, noticing the breath as it touches the back of the throat. You might notice a tingling or a dry sensation arising there. Or perhaps simply noticing the temperature changing from cooler to warmer as you inhale and exhale. Allowing awareness to expand again to include the rib cage expanding and contracting with each breath. You might notice sensations of clothing moving to adjust with the rising and falling of the body as you inhale and exhale. Noticing the shoulders rising and falling with each breath. You might also notice the upper back moving out as you breathe in as you breathe out. You might also notice the abdomen rising and falling as you inhale and exhale. Noticing the lower back moving out as you breathe in as you breathe out. You might also notice the body straightening up slightly on the in breath and leaning forward slightly on the out breath. And while resting here with the experience of breathing, I'd like to invite you to now notice any sensations arising throughout the body, and we'll do a brief body scan here. And so noticing any sensations arising from the feet. This might be the feet against the mat or floor, or socks against the surface of the feet. Inviting the muscles in the feet to rest and relax. You might notice sensations arising as clothing against the legs, inviting the muscles in the legs to grow soft. And perhaps noticing the weight of the body against the cushion or chair, mat or floor. Inviting the muscles underneath those sensations to relax. You might also notice sensations arising as clothing against the back, inviting the muscles in the back to relax and rest. There might be sensations arising as hands resting against the body or touching each other, the arms resting against the body, inviting the hands and arms to grow soft. There might be sensations of clothing against the shoulders, inviting the muscles in the shoulders to relax and unwind. You might also notice sensations arising throughout the back of the neck, inviting the muscles in the back of the neck to relax and rest. There might be sensations arising throughout the cheeks of the face, inviting the muscles in the face to grow soft and unwind. Noticing any sensations arising from the top of the head, the very crown of the head. And while resting here with the sensations of the breath and the body, the invitation is now to include any sounds which might be available. You don't need to focus on any one sound in particular, but noticing the entire field of sound, hearing all of the sounds all at the same time. And so we'll rest right there just for a few breaths, maintaining open, spacious awareness on the sensations of breath and body, silence and sound, and just rest. And now, while breathing in and breathing out, allowing a visualization to arise in the mind's eye, visualizing a vast open sky. Noticing that this sky reaches as far as the eye can see in all directions. And as you rest your eyes on this vast open sky, noticing how the huge enormousness of this sky can hold and contain the stars and the planets, the galaxies, the entire universe. How clouds pass through the sky and the sky remains undisturbed, clear and vast. And as you inhale and exhale, allow each in-breath to push the edges of your heart so that your heart, your emotional body is expanding gradually to meet the edges of that vast open sky. There's nothing that your heart cannot hold. Just in the same way that there's nothing that this sky cannot effortlessly hold. And now, while breathing in and breathing out, allowing this visualization to expand somewhat or to include a visualization of yourself. Ideally, seeing yourself seated or standing in front of you. This could be a present day you or a self, a you from times ago in the past, or a future self. But recognize that that self, that you seated in front of you, is suffering, very clearly caught in some sort of struggle, emotional turmoil, pain. And on the next in breath, breathe in the pain of the visualized you in front of you. You can See this on a dark, heavy, hot, black smoke. And as you breathe out, breathing out your comfort, laughter, pleasure, joy, and bliss on pale white moonlight. And as you breathe in the black, dark smoke of suffering, notice your visualized self's relief and alleviation. You're alleviating their suffering. As you breathe out your joy, bliss, laughter, comfort, you visualize yourself in front of you receiving benefit from that, seeing them laugh, revel in their and your joy and bliss, comfort. Breathing in black, dark, pain, struggle, suffering. Breathing out white, joy, bliss, laughter, moonlight. Breathing in black, dark, smoke, confusion, pain. Breathing out comfort, laughter, joy, white, moonlight. Breathing in dark, struggle, confusion, sorrow, pain. Breathing out comfort, joy, laughter, bliss, moonlight. Breathing in dark, black, smoke, hot, struggle. Breathing out comfort, joy, laughter, bliss, moonlight. And just keep synchronizing the visualization and the emotions on your breathing process. Breathing in black, dark, pain, struggle, suffering. Breathing out joy, laughter, bliss, comfort, moonlight. And now, while breathing in and and breathing out. Allowing this visualization to expand now, to include people from all over the world suffering with the same struggles that you're suffering with. This could be thousands or even millions of people. If you're struggling with the loss of a loved one, all beings have had this struggle. So visualize the entire world, past, present, and future. If you're struggling from political strife, the world has been ripe with political strife since the beginning of politics. Millions and millions of people. You're suffering, struggling with the current pandemic. Visualize not only people suffering in the same way currently, but also the pandemics of the Spanish flu, HIV, the plague. Allowing this visualization of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of other people coming into focus, held all within this vast, open, sky-like heart. And as we breathe in, breathing in the suffering of all of these beings, past, present, and future, black, dark, hot smoke of suffering. And breathing out our laughter, joy, comfort, bliss on white moonlight. And we see all of these people reveling in our joy that we've given them, our laughter, our bliss, enjoying our comfort. Breathing in black, dark, struggle, suffering, pain. Breathing out bliss, joy, laughter, comfort, moonlight. Breathing in black, struggle, suffering, pain of the multitudes. Breathing out our laughter, comfort, joy, bliss to the multitudes. Breathing in black, dark, hot suffering of the multitudes. Breathing out pale, white, joy, laughter, comfort to the multitudes. And just continue on syncing the visualization on your breath. Breathing in black, dark, hot, suffering and struggle. Breathing out laughter, joy, light, pale moonlight. And breathing in and breathing out. Allowing any visualizations in the mind's eye now to dissolve. You can allow those to fade back into the open, spacious awareness from which they came. And I'd like to invite you now to pivot your attention and awareness to any sounds which might be available. As we rest here, just rest into the canopy of sound and silence. And while resting there with the silence and sounds of the present moment, bringing awareness and attention to any sensations arising throughout the feet, or there might be sensations arising as clothing against the legs, the weight of the body against the cushion or chair, mat or floor. There might be sensations of clothing against the back, noticing the hands resting against the body or touching each other, the arms resting against the body. You might notice sensations of clothing against the shoulders. There might be sensations arising throughout the back of the neck, the cheeks of the face. Noticing any sensations arising from the top of the head, the very crown of the head. While resting there with the sounds and silence and the sensations arising throughout the body, inviting you now to notice the breath as it enters and leaves the nose. The breath as it touches the back of the throat. You might notice the rib cage expanding and contracting as you inhale and exhale. The rising and falling of the abdomen with each breath. And perhaps noticing the back moving out as you breathe in and in as you breathe out. Noticing also the shoulders rising and falling with each breath. So we'll rest right here for a few breaths, maintaining that open, spacious awareness on the present moment. Sound and silence, body and breath. And while resting here, allowing any feelings of compassion or emotional shift to settle, feeling compassion in the body, the mind, and the heart. You might do this also by recognizing how all beings are moving towards happiness and comfort, and at the same time, moving away from suffering. Just like you, everyone else wishes for a happy, safe life. And now I'll ring the bell 3 times to cue the end of this practice. And so, thank you for joining me today on this exploration of this beautiful practice called Tonglen. Again, coming from the Tibetan traditions. Tonglen in Tibetan means exchange, and it comes from that motion of exchanging suffering of another for our own good blessings in life. Pardon me. So, breathing in the struggles, in this case, in this practice of ourself, and exchanging that struggle for the goodness, again, for our own self. And the reason why I chose to work with ourself today is this is really a very profound way of cultivating compassion for the suffering that we might be experiencing. So I hope this helps people if you are experiencing tension, struggle, or suffering in your life. I hope this practice can help. Thank you so much. I'll ring the bell to end today's session.